on a daily basis. You are first. Welcome in. How is everyone doing today? It's kind of like a Monday for some of us, I guess, if we had yesterday off for the long weekend. Alchemy, how are you? Yeah, Rook was first, guys. Let's just be serious here. He was waiting for us. All right, guys, so a little bit of catching up to do. Like, I haven't seen you since Thursday, which is crazy. Just promoting me on a daily. Thank you. I'll take it. Although there aren't that many chefs on Twitch anyways. But carrying on, did you guys do anything fun this weekend? I've been super quiet. I haven't even been posting on social media. I have not done a thing. Kind of just did a nice little unwind sesh and spent a lot of time with Sammy since I don't usually get to see him that much during the week. Okay, checking it out. I need that in my life. I'm scared. I'm scared to see what the price tag is. $1,800? Are you crazy? It's like how much I could sell a car for. That's nuts. Well, thank you for sharing that with me. I'll check it out after the stream, since it decides to always pop up on a different screen. So I did some pretty fun stuff this weekend. We went to a place called Botanical Beach, which is about an hour and a half west of us. Really, really nice. So we went there when the tide was out. Because the thing with this beach is when the tides go out, there's all these little pools left over that you can look at different creatures in. It's really, really cool. So we went there, did some beach combing for like an hour and a half. We pretty much walked the whole beach until the tide started to come in. Obviously, we had to go before we got caught in a dangerous position. It's never a fun thing. You can't battle with water. Water will always win. Hey, Rash, welcome in, man. Was it a nudist beach? I don't think so. And it's not that warm here anymore, so definitely there was no naked people there. And then the day after that, we did more of like a local hike called East Souk Park. And it had this really nice viewpoint called Beachy Head, which I believe, if I remember from what was written on it, it's like the 9th border that was, or 9th spot in the border between US and Canada. It was interesting. And the weather has been super nice too. And then yesterday, my grandma came over, a little bit of a last minute thing, so I decided to not stream just so I can spend more time with her. I don't see her that often. So that was really nice, guys. And I appreciate all of you understanding that I need to spend time with my family too. Rush, how was your birthday this weekend? What did you guys do? Okay, so we have a really, really good menu today. I'm super excited to make it and to also share it with you guys. So let's get started into some of the components that are going to be going into this dish. There's quite a few things going on, but not a ton of flavors that really compete with each other. Everything kind of just gets along happily and makes it all taste better when it's served together. Chickadee China, welcome in. How are you doing? On a daily, yeah, I also need to spend time with my Twitch fam. Very important. Optrix, how are you, man? I am surprised to see you in here today. I mean, the school started here for us today, so that is a new thing too. Is there's quite a few schools along I guess, the main highway going through town. So whenever you're trying to do something in the morning, it always takes forever because you have to stop for all the school zones. So have to keep that in mind too now that the school has started up again. No kids today, just teacher work day. Perfect. That's nice. Kind of just easing back into things then. Rush, you did great. Did a birthday, got gifted 10 subs. Amazing, dude. And a 50-pound dono. Congrats, man. What a great way to spend your birthday. I'm happy that you got all those things. You definitely deserve it. Tomorrow is the start of classes. Do you ever get kind of nervous when classes are about to start, or have you just done it for so long now that you're just used to it? I feel like I would always get a little bit nervous being a teacher and like having new kids to have to communicate with. You're not nervous anymore. That's awesome, man. And you definitely have found your calling. Nike, how was your weekend? The extremely handsome, funny, talented, charismatic, and humble Dutch brother I never had. I'll accept this. Okay, so I picked up a really, really nice piece of salmon, or I guess 2 pieces of salmon today while I was in the city. I did my big grocery haul this morning too, and because everything was closed on the weekend, the influx of people in the stores today, insane. Even though I did go pretty early in the morning, it was still crazy. After 17 years of teaching, wow, I did not know that you were doing it for that long. There is no room for being nervous. Awesome. Okay, let me pull out this salmon so I can show you guys. It was a good find. Oh. It's a little bit expensive, but I think it's worth it. Look how good this looks. Woohoo! This was a Costco one. So it's wild sockeye salmon, obviously caught here. And it was packed on when? September 2nd. Is that today? I don't even know the date anymore. The 4th. Okay, so it's a good thing that I bought this and I'm using it today because I wouldn't want to freeze it if it's going to go bad in a day. And I'm kind of trying to be more mindful of when I buy seafood. I should probably just eat it fresh the same day, and that way you won't lose any quality. So this is what we're gonna make today, and we'll do a nice little rub on it in a little bit. So I'll just leave that out. And then I did also, so what I was doing before stream just now was just picking some of the greens for our salad today. Still have to wash those up as well. Rush Friday at work was honestly really fun. I got done like all of my prep for the day pretty early, around 2 hours before it was time to start cooking for people. So I felt really ready, and I did get a little bit of butterflies before 5 o'clock came, and that's when the doors open and the influx of people come in. But once I started going and kind of just got my rhythm, I was doing awesome. I only messed up one thing where I didn't even really burn it. I just reduced the stock too much, so it got a little bit brown, which that's not what we were looking for that dish. So luckily it's just vegetables. It's not like I messed up a steak or 5. And that's it. So one little mess up, but other than that, I kept up with the pace of things and I feel good. Ready to kind of step into that next role as a line cook. And actually, on my letter of employment that I had to give to the bank, the owner of the restaurant said my position is now a sous chef on the note. So apparently I'm a sous chef now. I didn't know this. Nike, you did backup cook on Saturday, and without knowledge, the big boss was there. He was overly impressed how fast you got stuff and the ability to keep your area stocked and cleaned. That is so awesome, Nike. Yeah, cooking is so much about like organization and cleanliness. You really need those skills first and foremost before you even start to learn how to cook. Vyoon, how are you, man? Welcome in. Good to see you. Ah, who won the salt giveaway? So Death actually won the salt giveaway. He had 3 tickets entered. That's it. So I think it said there was like a 3.86% chance he would win. And he won it, which I'm actually pretty stoked about because at least we'll be able to see him cook with the salts on stream. So yay for that. And don't worry, guys, there'll be many more giveaways to come. Lemon must have been bummed. Yeah, you know what, but she might have been, but she was also really happy that Death did win it because she knows that they're going to be put to use for sure. Will I use bones in the future? I mean, might as well. I think that made it really fun for everyone. And here's the thing as well, if we use the bones or the points, is if we do a giveaway and I want it to be very fair, I can reset everyone's amount of points so that when we start the giveaway, everyone is at the same amount, aka 0. And then you'd have to work your way up from there. So there is that option as well. But I think the gambling aspect brings a lot of fun into it. It's fun to see you guys get heated up over that. Yeah, something's weird. Vyoon is winning. You thought you had more bones than that? Did you use a bunch on Thursday to enter tickets before the end of the draw? Okay, so along with our fish today, I got some really nice local corn from the store. Got some peaches and cream. Obviously, I ripped open like everyone in the store. So that's what we're going to use to make our corn cakes today. Probably won't use all of those corn on the cob, but I got 6 of those for $5. How is that for pricing compared to you guys? Your alter ego must have come in and gambled them all away. Hilarious. Yeah, corn. It looks so good. And then I bought some nice carrots today as well for later in the week, and they had such nice tops on them still. So I decided to cut off the tops, give them a nice wash, and I'm gonna make a carrot top pesto. Something I've always wanted to make, but I've always been kind of picky about the carrot tops that I would use for pesto. These look amazing. They're still really nice dark green, and they actually smell like carrots. So I think those are gonna be good. There's still a little bit of basil in there too. And I think that will go great with the rest of the stuff going onto the plate. Are you ready? You could have gotten 50 corn on the cob for $5 there. Nuts. Carrot top pesto. I know, sounds very interesting. I'm excited to explore that recipe. And then just a really nice tomato avocado salad to go along with it. And then we'll put in a little bit of greens, but I picked up these amazing, look at these tomatoes. Ah, we almost lost it. Doesn't even look real. And these are grown locally, so I decided to use those. Why not? All of our tomatoes in the garden are not ripening yet, so we still have a couple weeks until we have to make all of the tomato things. Oh yeah, the quality is back and there is no lag. Back to the good old days. Feels so much better. And then to finish the dish off, we're just gonna crumble up some feta. And I think that's gonna bring everything together. And this dish today is kind of a spin-off of a dish that Sam and I used to cook together for brunch at one of the restaurants where we first met. Except the dish, instead of having salmon, it had a really nice link of fennel chorizo And then we also put a poached egg on top. But I decided to take out the egg and the chorizo, put in the sweet and smoky maple salmon instead. Salmon, corn, tomatoes, avocado, all of those things go really well together. So kind of a little switcheroo. And I do love corn cakes. I mean, I'm big on pancakes as it is. So adding corn to them and using corn flour, kind of like an easier way to make cornbread, I guess. The best poem ever. Chorizo. Chorizo would be delicious. Hello, Hammy. How's it going? And I'm just sipping on a coffee. Picked up some new coffee beans today. It's also popular in the South. Yes. I freaking love corn. Like cornbread, corn cakes. So good. Cornbread with jalapeno. Yep, I do have jalapeno to put in to the corn cakes today. The original recipe used red eye chilies or bird's eye chilies, but that's just going to be too spicy. And I like the floral notes from the jalapeno, so I decided to switch that out instead. Nike, everything is gray. What? Okay, so first things first, I think we should kind of do a quick marinade on the salmon. I mean, it's not so much a marinade as it is kind of a wet rub. So there's not too much for like acidic components, obviously, because if you want to marinate fish with acid, it's actually going to slowly cook that flesh. And eventually it will turn into a ceviche if you leave it long enough and use enough acid. So I don't typically marinate fish with acid, but we will be doing a rub with some of the sweet and smoky maple salt from Salt West. I'm going to use some of my chili garlic oil that I had made. I'm going to use a mix of pink peppercorns and black peppercorns ground. And then I would say let that sit for at least half an hour before you cook it. But we're going to do a couple hours today and see how much flavor gets imparted into that fish. Nike, you're a dog. Oh, I read all of it, man. Tomorrow it's supposed to be brutally hot and humid in New York. You know what? It's really warm here today. Really, really warm. By the time I was like done getting groceries, I was just sweating. I guess these are some of the last really nice days, at least for here. But it does stay pretty mild still in September. You have to wear the dress pants and the tie. Oh, the struggle. Marinating the fish in acid will give the fish one hell of a trip. Yes, it will. Peanutty Natty, hello. It's Turbo. You changed your name. Okay, welcome back then. Kick 'em. Whoa. Norge's store with the $50 tip already? You guys, I haven't even done anything on stream. Thank you so much. They say, here, have some money. By the way, wild or farmed salmon? It is wild. I try to choose wild salmon as much as possible. And your tip actually pretty much covered all of the salmon that I'm going to use today. So these really nice 2 pieces cost $43. So thank you for that so much. That is a great way to start my week. I mean, this is the first stream of the week. Mondays. Am I right, guys? Woohoo! Yeah, donation hype. Thank you so much, Norge's store. Pumped. Okay, so after we marinate our salmon, we're gonna make the carrot top pesto sooner than later, just so that it has time to fully absorb all the flavors together. I think that the longer it sits, is the better that you'll get those kind of basil flavors or any citrus that you decide to put in there, and maybe even the carrot top. That flavor will come out a little bit more because it doesn't taste like that much. But we need to explore this. Yeah, that's amazing, Norgis. I mean, that's mostly what I do from my donations and tips. If I don't need any kind of technical equipment upgrades, then I always like to put that money towards groceries because it does help. I mean, a little bit goes a long way. This is Tuesday, yeah, but most of us did have yesterday off. So to me, like, this is kind of a Monday because I did not do any work yesterday, or not too much work. I grow more than just veggies in my garden to cover ingredients. What? I don't have any farm animals here, but I do need to start fishing for my own fish so that I don't have to pay that amount. Optrix, thanks for gifting the sub to Norges. Welcome in, Norges. I hope you enjoy your stay. Okay, after we do our pesto, we can move on to breaking down the corn because that will take us a little bit to peel the husks off, clean it up, and then take the kernels off as well. And then we can make our tomato avocado salad a little bit later. We don't want to do it too early so that the avocados don't oxidize on us, but we will make sure that we use enough lemon juice to fully cover the avocado, and it should stay green for at least a couple of hours. So we'll make sure that we dress both of those things really nice. And then we have to wash up the lettuce that I just picked from the garden right here, guys. So that's the frisee stuff. Then I have some little red leaf as well. And then obviously I would say the fish to cook in those portions. I do like to bake the fish in that whole fillet with the skin on. Maybe 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes at around 400 degrees Fahrenheit. That should be perfect. I mean, I like to cook my fish more medium than well done, just so that it stays nice and moist inside. I think it's always better to slightly undercook your fish than to completely overcook it and just have it be dry and sad. Because that's a lot of money to pay for fish. So we need to make sure that we treat it with care. Okay, so sweet and smoky maple salmon. Let me just grab the salt that I'm going to use today. And this salt is a salt that is part of the pack that Death won to use. So maybe this will give him a little bit of inspiration. I just see ones and zeros. No. Nah. Oh, and just a heads up, guys. So I have 2 weeks of September to go on my regular schedule. And then Cal is leaving on the 16th, I believe, is his last day. So I have to take over his position for the last 2 weeks of September. And then in October, the restaurant goes back down to only 4 days a week instead of 5. So the last 2 weeks of September, I am going to be working those 5 days a week, about 12 hours a day. So the schedule is Wednesday to Sunday. So I can still stream on Monday, Tuesdays, but every other day of the week that I usually stream, I won't be able to, guys. Like, I'll be working 11 to 11 on those days. So there's not really much time for me to throw in a stream. Sadly, I'll totally miss you guys. But don't worry, I will come back. And working that little bit of extra time is going to give me hopefully enough money to maybe go on a little holiday later. You got to work for what you want, right? Even though I will miss you guys. Yeah, Chance, it is nice catching your own fish on the island. You just feel better about eating it, and it's fun, for sure. I mean, I definitely would have to go out by myself, though, because Sammy gets seasick. But I'm down to go out one day and catch a couple salmon. Yeah, so normal cook hours. Yeah, 11 to 11. No big deal. You would work for free. You can be a stage. Any thoughts on where I'm going to go? Sammy and I were thinking Mexico. Like the Mayan Riviera. We do have a spot that we've been checking out. Something all-inclusive. Sam's not done a tropical vacation yet. I have been to Mexico, but just with my family. When I think I was like 21 or 22. So it's been a while, and I think I want to have a different experience from the last time I went. Okay, let's grab our pink peppercorns and our black pepper. So here are these pink peppercorns, also called Szechuan peppercorns, if you want to look for them. They're not spicy. They're really nice and floral. Let me see. Kind of a citrus smell as well. Maybe like a little bit of an anise flavor or fennel. But they're not very spicy at all compared to, let's say, even a black peppercorn. So they add a really nice flavor. And I think for fish, it's going to be perfect. Don't go to Acapulco. Not planning on it. Not even planning on it. I think the place is in Tulum. Can I do work experience? What do you mean, Hammy Tom Tom? Like, while on vacation? Mouth numbing. Ah, that is true as well on a daily. If you use too many of the pink peppercorns, they can make your mouth numb. I remember having this crazy, I think it was an Asian noodle dish, and as I was eating it, my tongue was just going numb. I was like, weird, like it's not spicy, I just can't feel anything. Freshly ground green peppercorns, yeah, so good. So good. Okay, so let's kind of prepare the salmon, like how we're gonna bake it. So I'm pulling out a sheet pan here, and we're just gonna line it with some parchment. Oh, real quick, we did a little reconfiguration in the kitchen. So Sam had an extra kind of corner piece of cabinet that they had left over from one of their jobs. So we stuck it in here beside the island, got rid of some of the shelving. So it's just a really nice window now. The shelf is beside me. And then one other thing that we did do this weekend, I don't know if you guys can see it, is we did a little chalkboard over there. So it's got to cure for a week, but we painted a little chalkboard. We got to frame it with the trim that's over there once it's dried. And I think that's going to be really fun. I plan to maybe write up some meal requests up there. And at the end of the week, we can like pick one out of the list of many. It's going to be fun. Maybe I'll even write the menu for the week up there. We'll see. So just slowly making little modifications. Yeah, did I chalk it up to experience? Honestly, I didn't do much there. I just told Sammy the size I wanted. He finished it up though. I would say within an hour he was done. He's getting good, guys. He's getting good. You want to go to Ireland? Yeah, Ireland is supposed to be beautiful. Ireland and Canada, yes. Do it, Nike. Just trying to open the salmon. First thing we do when we open our fish is smell it. If it smells really fishy, And it's probably not that fresh, but this smells really good. There are a little bit of scales on there, so we want to make sure that we take those off. But look at that color. It's crazy. It doesn't even look real. So vibrant. And then obviously we will have to check if there's pin bones, but usually when I get seafood from Costco, it's really nice. You don't have to do too much to it. But definitely don't want to cook it with the scales on. That's not appetizing. One of your Chinese students was in school today and he gave you 2 huge cans of green tea. What? Winning. You know it's the good stuff. Okay, I think we're good. And honestly, there's not much to trim up on here. So I probably will just leave them. I know the belly's a little bit thinner down here on both of them, but I've definitely seen worse. We'll see. Rook, when you have a real vacation, you're just going to bed. Yeah, that's how I want my vacation, is like, do whatever I want, have all the alcohol and meals included. And if I want to, I'll just sleep for a week. Spread these out a little bit better. I just have to grab the chili garlic oil. That's what's gonna seal everything in. Optrix taking bribes. Man, I was so tired feeling when I got up today. Same with Sammy. Like, it was just kind of foggy. And we did, like, sleep in or get really good sleep the whole weekend. But it's crazy how, like, when you rest, your body is totally not ready to stop resting. It's gonna be like a good hour to feel normal again. Even still, Kate's a little foggy today, guys. So here is our sweet and smoky maple salt. So it's obviously not white. This is what it is. Feel free to check it out, Salt West. I believe they ship all over North America and maybe even the world. Ingredients in here: certified organic Canadian maple sugar, Maplewood smoked Canadian sea salt. That's it. So maple sugar and smoked salt. Hammy, why are you spamming chat like this? I'm sorry if I missed one thing. Can I give you work experience? I mean, I don't technically own a business, so I don't know if that would count at all, but I can definitely, like, teach you. I'm willing to do that if you want to learn stuff. Mikey is saying goodbye to the people that We finally kicked out a chat. The band peeps. Farewell, old friends. The rude 12-year-old, who knows? We can't assume gender or age anymore. Oh, you're not even being rude, Hammy. But yeah, if I miss your question and I just keep going past, that just means I totally didn't see it. Sometimes chat moves fast, and I'm sorry if I miss it. But for sure, if you type it again, I think I would usually catch it. Did you guys have any good eats this weekend? What did we eat? Oh, yesterday I did make that pulled pork, and I made a really good apple crumble pie. I still cooked yesterday, guys, but I did need to spend time with my grandma. She's the only one I have left out of my grandparents, so that's very important to me. And that's the grandma that gave me the really nice pottery as well. Man, of course steak counts. Of course. Caesar salads, and yes, they're good. Hell yeah. Man, put Caesar salad and steak together. Very good combo. Okay. Of course, guys. We're gonna run out of pepper. Just at the moment, we need it most. You ate half a bottle of gin. Yes, Fionn. I did stop at the liquor store today. So, if I turn this over here, I don't know if you'll be able to see them all. We got some bottles of booze. So I picked up a thing of gin, some spiced rum, and a Chilean Sauv Blanc. Because I'm going to make some fruit liqueurs with the apples and the plums that we have. Oh no, guys. I think we might have an issue. Searching for the black pepper. We are okay. Anyone in here made fruit liqueurs before? It's definitely a first for me, so any pointers are definitely welcomed. I mean, it does help if you put the pepper into the grinder, not all over the floor. Mama, with the 4 months in a row. Amazing. Thank you. And how are you? You tried your catfish and it was pretty good. Fried fresh herring and salted boiled herring. Herring season. Yeah, herring every day. When something's in season, you gotta take full advantage of it. Cured herring is good. Amazing. I don't think I've eaten that much herring in my life. What are those things called? Roll mops? I think I would enjoy a roll mop. Hopefully some of you know what that is. Is that herring? Okay, we're filled up. Mama! Come here. Roll mops, yes. I would be down to eat those. Do I know Almazan Kitchen on YouTube? If I follow them, they do outdoor nature. Ah! Someone previously had showed me that channel, and it is amazing. I love the quality of their videos. Okay, we're back in action here. Yeah, Amazon Kitchen. Amazing videos. And yeah, total ASMR. It's all about the sounds and the sizzles. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting day in chat. Sorry to keep you busy, Rook. Okay, so these Szechuan or pink peppercorns, we just need to crush up a little bit in the mortar and pestle. Just crush them up as you need them, and that way they'll stay more fresh. Your goose with the cold again. Oh no. You know what? A lot of people at work have been sick lately, and I've been really trying to avoid that. And thankfully, I've not gotten sick, but I totally understand. I hope you feel better soon. I bet you could use a piece of paper to funnel those peppercorns in. I bet you're right. And thank you for giving me a pointer. Such a good teacher. See, that's how I know you're a good teacher, is you don't let people fail. I hate people that just like watch people fail. Like, what do you get out of that? Nothing. Instead of watching them struggle, you might as well just help them out. Okay, Mama, you're lurking. Sounds good. You take care of yourself. Okay, that looks okay. I think I'm getting there. It'll be a little bit more aggressive. You want it pretty fine still, just so you can disperse the flavoring evenly. And obviously, if you have a little spice grinder, an electric one, that works well too. So something like that, just so you can sprinkle it over. This is looking so good already. I love the little pieces of maple sugar. Always trying to find the best in people. Exactly, man. Your Bosch spice grinder. Yeah, you know what? That's something that I need to pick up. I have a little Bodum electric grinder, but I'm too OCD to put spices in there. It's like, this is only for coffee. It has one use. We can't contaminate it. Yeah, that's all we use in the kitchens too for like a spice grinder. It's really just a little coffee grinder. Simple. Oh my gosh, Mama. And Papa Reagan is getting over a chest infection. Stay safe out there, guys. Take care of yourselves. I can't imagine being sick with a cold in the summer. Terrible. Okay, into the chili garlic oil. Look at this stuff. And don't worry, I know that it looks like we're almost done, but I have a full jar that's been sitting in the fridge for, I think, for 3 or 4 months already. So it's just been waiting. We'll just lightly drizzle this over. Maybe a couple teaspoons per salmon fillet. And it's pretty potent garlic, but it's not super spicy. But I think with this oil mixing with the maple sugar and our smoky salt, it's gonna make a really nice crust. I like when my salmon gets a little bit crispy on the flesh, so this is what I'm hoping to achieve today. So that stuff's nicely dressed. Now we can pop that back into the fridge, let it soak up all those amazing flavors, and then all we have to do is put it into the oven later on. So easy. You're going to bed, Hammy. Okay, take care and see you later. I don't have a stream tomorrow, but I'll be back on Thursday. Usually get sick in October like clockwork, once everything kind of settles down, hey? That's usually when I get sick too, but I haven't been sick in a long, long time. Happy to say that. Peppery cognac honey glaze on those salmons would have been nice. Oh, yum. Of course. That would be delicious. Mama, it's just old age. Honestly, I don't care if people spell my name wrong anymore. There's so many ways to spell Kate or Caitlin. That's just like, yeah, I'll go with that one. It works. Okay, I'm going to pop these back into the fridge. Let's get started on our carrot top pesto. I think this will fit in the fridge here. Basil out. And this is why I'm making the pesto, is because we do have this mass amount of basil. So I thought, hey, might as well make it a pesto. What else do we need? Some garlic, which I have back there. And I'm going to use walnuts in the pesto, but by all means, you can use pine nuts, which are traditional. And I just need a little bit of Parmesan and then some olive oil. And I think I would like to put some lemon in there too. And I'm also going to try to make this in the blender. Save ourselves a little bit of work. I think it's gonna work well. Annie, your electric bill is gonna be so high after this long hot summer. I can imagine. I mean, even in Vancouver, we were paying extra to run the AC a lot of the time because it got so hot there. Whereas here, like, if we keep all of the windows closed during the day, it stays really nice and cool. I'd say maybe around 15, 16 degrees. Caterina. Okay, that's taking it a little too far. I totally enjoyed my family time. It was awesome to see my grandma. She even got to show us a couple of like old photos of my dad and stuff. So that was nice. And yeah, that was her first time coming out to see the new house. So, what, we moved in May, and it's August, or sorry, September now. So she hasn't come out since then. Blender top is what we need. I'm going to put away a little bit of this stuff for now. The thing, guys, if we clean as we go, then we won't have as much stuff to clean up at the end. Keep that in mind. Hey, Elvin, how are you? 60 Fahrenheit in the house. It takes 2 AC units and $400 electric bill to get that. Holy ruck. Yeah, but it does stay super mild here. Like, what was our high this summer? Maybe 30 degrees Celsius? You guys are like hovering at 40 on the average. That's insanity. Just got home, Elvin. Nice. Yeah, that's the thing that affects me too, is when it's so hot like that, especially at night, is I can't sleep at all. Okay, so first things first, we want to pulse the garlic and the walnuts in the blender together until we get a coarse paste. And then we'll add our basil, parm, and carrot tops. Process until a coarse paste forms again. And then we can slowly drizzle in our olive oil at the end. And I always like to season with a little bit of lemon juice as well. And obviously salt and pepper. But the reason you do your olive oil at the end is to make sure that the pesto gets emulsified so that it stays together. A lot of times I've seen a pesto where you get all of your whatever wet ingredients, let's call them, and then it's just kind of separated in this olive oil. That's not the best way to eat a pesto because of the way that you put it on your palate. Is you're always going to get that oil slick first, which can inhibit you from tasting those other amazing flavors. So I like to try to emulsify my pesto. I think that's the best. Shouldn't be that hard, especially with the cheese in there. Sometimes the heat from the blender or the food processor helps that as well. A very kitchen weekend? What is that? What is a kitchen weekend? That sounds fun. Only a few days in the 80 plus Fahrenheit this summer for you. Where are you at, Norges? Rumor has it, Kate crushed it at service this weekend, as expected. Can my hostile takeover of the restaurant be far behind? Guys, I would never, but I'm excited to see how things progress from here. Yeah, apparently I'm a sous chef now. Is when I looked at the letter of employment that I had to get for the bank, Brooke, the restaurant owner with Oliver, the chef, that's husband and wife team, she puts on the letter of employment that I'm employed full-time as a sous chef. So apparently I'm a sous chef now. Yay. But I mean, when you're cooking at that level, you need people that have like previously been sous chefs to even be just a line cook. Because it is very demanding, right? And you need to be able to trust who is cooking your food for your menu. So I can see why they do it that way. Northern Norway. That is so cool. It is so true. I mean, I opened a restaurant, actually 2. I helped open 2 restaurants before, and yeah, the restaurant will own you. You won't own it. It's a very vicious cycle, guys. Good to keep it on the resume. That's probably another reason why they did that. Okay, let's measure out the garlic and the nuts. So it only says 1 garlic clove. I'm going to do 2. Who only uses 1 garlic clove in pesto? This is absurd. And then our walnuts. Guys, the purple scallions are coming up in the garden now. They're super small still, and they're called Apache onions. So I'm excited to see that. The mustard greens are growing well. They're over 1 inch tall now at this point. So I would say in a couple of weeks we'll probably be able to eat some mustard greens already. Yeah, first day of school tomorrow. Amazing. Well, hopefully you enjoyed your summer to the fullest, Annie. And I'm excited to hear stories about your students. I still deserve more though. Aw, Brooke, I just saw that. You know what, man? think as long as you enjoy how you spend your time, that's all that matters. I mean, don't we all kind of deserve more? I think everything comes with time. So what do we need? 3 tablespoons only of walnuts? That's not very much. Mrs. Syntax. Oh, you guess you're too new to understand everything that's being talked about right now. Fair enough. I am a chef in the work industry as well, yes. So I worked for 7 years previously to starting my whole Twitch thing, my stream. And then I took 8 months off in that period to work on that. And I also just needed a break from the kitchen until I found the right restaurant to work in. And now I have found that spot and I'm happily working away. Okay, there's our nuts and our garlic. Let's bring that over to the blender and make a little paste. I think this will work well. We should have enough ingredients to fill this that it will blend properly. Women are badasses too. Hell yeah, they are. You find it's best to be strict at the start and then to relax your standards as the year goes on. Yeah. You don't want to let those kids push you around. Sun is already setting here, guys. Can you tell by the lighting in here? So always start your blender on low. Okay. We made a little paste. That smells so good already. I'm just going to scrape that away from the sides, and then we can add the rest of our ingredients. We'll make it a pesto. Pow pow a chow. Thank you for the follow and welcome in. Very creative username. I like it. Vune. Blame Vune. Okay, half a cup of fresh packed basil leaves. Why? Why blame Vune? I don't know, I just had to say it. No, guys, we don't have to blame Vune. He's innocent. He means well. We're starting a movement. Oh no. I'm sorry, Vune. I don't know how to go forward from this. I'm gonna use a good amount of this basil just because I know it is wanting to go bad right now. And I do have a bunch outside as well. Nate the Knight, welcome in and thanks for the follow. The Vune apologist lobby. Guys, careful what you say. You just might get blamed. And that's the end of it. Okay, that looks proper. Guys, pesto, such a good sauce. Like all the time. There's so many different things you can put pesto on to make it just taste a little bit better. And I don't meet many people that don't enjoy basil either. Pesto on pasta though, probably one of the best things. Okay, let's get some of our cheeses in here. So a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan. I don't think I'm gonna grate it. Maybe we will grate it. Look at this thing though. Dangerous. That's not that much cheese. I don't think I'm gonna use the microplane for this. Just grate it using this. View, and you actually only actively mod in this channel? That's awesome. Elvin, you found some 1980s cooking school course books selling for about $1. You had to pick it up for all of its aspic pate and train. Oh my god. Like, that is one of my fondest memories of my grandpa, my dad's dad, who was an amazing cook, or from what I hear at least. He passed away 12 years ago already, so I was pretty young, and I didn't get to, I guess, experience that relationship the way I wanted it to go. But anyways, fondest memory from that grandpa is his tomato aspic, or also the lime jelly with what, mandarin oranges suspended in it. Tomato aspic with a mound of mayo or Miracle Whip in the middle. Like, what was food? So weird. That's definitely more than a 1/4 cup. But you guys know how I do my cheese. Once I get grating, I just can't stop. One 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup. If you do double the cheese, then you do double the cheese. Recipe is just a guideline, guys. You can still tailor it to what you like. It's neat to look at the old school. Yeah, French way is the only way. Like, imagine, how's this for a deep thought? Imagine if French cuisine was not like the base cuisine for cooking. Like, imagine if it was, what, South American or something. Imagine how different all of the traditional cooking techniques would be. Crazy. Liz, you are here. You didn't get a notification. The heck? Oh, you know what? But they have changed the way you receive some notifications. I got an email the other week saying something about that, but I just disregarded it. So maybe something happened. Nate the Night. Just wanted to say you're really enjoying the stream. Awesome. That makes me happy. Because of extreme allergies of a family member, you're only able to cook and eat the same 5 or so meals every day. Watching me fills you with excitement for when you move out and can finally cook delicious meals like the one I'm preparing now. Amazing. That is so nice of you to say. I mean, that's all I can really ask for, is maybe just lending a little bit of inspiration and sharing some awesome food with you guys, because that is like one of the most simple pleasures. But I do challenge you to maybe learn a few new recipes so that even your family member with allergies, you can prepare those same ingredients just a little bit differently to make things new. Because I don't have any allergies and I'm terrified of developing them, but I can imagine how hard that is. So good for you for standing by that and still cooking for that person. Liz, you showered with your phone. You sound like Sammy. Like when Sammy gets home, he's like chatting to you guys on the stream when he's in the shower. But the iPhone can withstand the water. Hopefully your phone does too, Liz. Imagine if Indian food was the basis. Oh my gosh, Optrix. I mean, considering most of their cuisine is vegetarian, that would really change the way that the world eats and was developed over time. Totally. Matt would have been pleased to learn that about Sammy. It's true. Water resistant phones for the win. Okay, so that's it. This should blend up into some sort of pasty form again. And then we'll drizzle in the olive oil. So half a cup, quite a bit of olive oil going in here. But you need that to be able to emulsify all the ingredients. What is his nick on Twitch? Omdog the Chef. So let's do a quick blitz, and then we'll see if we need to top it up with anything. I'll put the lemon juice in after we blitz it at this point. Just a little mix up, and then obviously you can't have a carrot top pesto without the carrot tops. Where is Matt today? Man, who knows? Everyone's kind of slowly filing in. Could be a rough Tuesday. Who knows? Oh no, Liz. Okay, so 3 pounds of small carrots with tops. I have a lot of carrot tops here. Like these 2 big bunches. I'll put 1 bunch in to start. I'll cut off some of the stem, just because that's usually a little bit woody. We'll literally just put that in the blender, I guess. See what happens. And yes, I did wash these up really well before the stream. Yeah, really good looking carrot tops. So if this pesto works out well, then I'm going to be doing that more often. Broken down. Just notice that the cheese and the nuts like to kind of stick in those corner parts of the blender. So I'm just gonna scrape that down one more time, and then as I drizzle the oil in, it shouldn't really get caught up like that anymore. It's looking good though so far. You finally got your Nintendo Switch on Friday, and you've been playing Fortnite on it. Oh no, Liz. Are you addicted? Do we need to send help for you? You let us know. Did anyone watch any of the PAX West stuff this weekend? Syntax, thank you for the 510 biddies. Seriously, thank you so much. You guys are being really generous today. I'm not used to that. We haven't even done that much on stream yet. I don't know if I deserve it. Seriously, thank you so much, Mrs. Syntax. Make sure I make something awesome next week. Okay, half a lemon going in here. I find whenever I make pesto, I need a little bit of acid, and I typically choose lemon because it complements the cheese, the garlic, and the herbs really well. The Star Ladder PUBG tournament in the Ukraine. Ah. Liz, you bought 3 games for it, but you've been playing the freaking free game. Yeah. It's a brilliant game. For sure. I'm sure if I ever started playing for real, it would be dangerous for me. So I just stay away from it. R.I.P. that guy. I didn't even read what he said. Yeah, you gotta share your time between the streamers. Fair enough, Syntax. Well, I appreciate the biddies, for sure. Okay, so I'll leave that on low. And then I usually don't even measure my olive oil when I drizzle it in. I just drizzle it until it makes a really nice emulsified sauce. So let's do that instead. So we're going now. Up a little bit. We'll add our salt and pepper, and then one more blend, and we'll finish it up. Look at that color. I think the texture is almost there. Love how deep green it went. That is proper. And that's important for pesto, is you want to make sure that all the things, all the green things at least that you're using, are really nice and fresh. No one wants a brown pesto. That's not a thing. But you can buy pesto at the store as well, if you don't have time to make it. Okay, definitely need salt and pepper in here. Smoked olive oil. $30 for 500 mil. Hey Harry, what's going on, man? Some fresh cracks. Try to say red leather, yellow leather 3 times fast. Is it hard? Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. It's not that bad. Okay, that looks good. Grab maybe 2 teaspoons of salt. Everyone on the phone was looking for the blender. I love getting you guys like that. It's like, haha, gotcha. Made you look. You always have pesto in your fridge. Yes. Such a good staple sauce. And it lasts quite a while too. I think the olive oil really helps to kind of preserve the flavor and the color. And there's so many variations that you can make for pesto as well. Yeah, who doesn't have time to make pesto if you have everything on hand? Laziness, for sure. But I think the thing in North America is a lot of people will choose to spend that money and have it done for them rather than take that time. Like in North America, people love to work, I would say that. And they choose money over time, most of the time for their food. I obviously don't know what the percentage is, but I would say most of the time you would buy pesto. I mean, I can even say that when I've been busy with work, I've for sure bought pesto. So, it depends on how much time you have and the amount of money that you are willing to spend. I wouldn't say it's laziness. I would say it's a matter of having different priorities. Okay, let's try this. I'm excited. Oh, exactly. Yeah. Chicken, pasta, and pesto. Unreal combo. And a lot of vegetables go so well with pesto. It doesn't even have to be just pasta. Potatoes and pesto, bread and pesto. There's so many options. And I would say most meats, if not all of them, would go well with pesto. So here is what we ended up with. I think that consistency is seriously perfect. Like it's pourable, but it's not too loose and it's not too thick either. Let me just give it a try. Definitely need more salt. But I do get that little bit of carrot flavor. We do get a little bit of bite of garlic, which is exactly what I like. Yay, that's amazing, Alvin. The cooking projects and channels help keep up your enthusiasm to make new dishes. Even if you've recreated a tiny fraction of mine. That is awesome, man. Thank you for letting me know that. Because honestly, half the time I do wonder if you guys take away enough from this. Obviously, I have to check myself. I have to keep things exciting for you and new. And also exciting for me, because this is my creative outlet. Obviously at work, I am cooking different stuff all the time, but it's not my menu. Whereas this is my menu. So if I don't put pride in that, then what am I doing? Okay, let's go back over. I'm not going to turn the camera up this time. Just do a quick little blitz. And hopefully we are here. Chicken artichoke garlic pesto pizza. Yum. Sounds amazing, Rook. Maybe a touch more salt still? It's hard to teach you guys how to know when something is seasoned properly. So yeah, that's definitely one of the hardest things to teach people. But I think the easiest thing to say is if you taste it and it makes you go, wow, this is really good, and it doesn't make you go, oh, this is too salty, then you've hit that sweet spot. You taste something that you make and it's just like, yeah, this is okay. I don't think you've added enough salt. There is a fine line between things being properly seasoned and under-seasoned and over-seasoned. But that all takes time, guys. Sometimes it does take me like 5 or 6 times to season one thing. But every time I season it, the flavor changes. I'm gonna say this is gonna be perfect. Kev, I use 4 cups of salt per meal. Oh my god, man. I don't think you'd be alive still. Holy syntax. You made your own cheese dip. Oh, old cheese dip, yes. 3 kilos. Bowl went straight out empty in an hour. Okay, that's perfect. And then as it sits, I think it's gonna get better in flavor. The carrot top's nice in that, guys. Some really good freshness. Definitely complements the basil well. I would say the basil and the carrot tops are not fighting for flavors, but I think that the carrot top is actually the star of this pesto, where I was worried that you wouldn't be able to taste the carrot top at all, and you would just get the basil flavor. So this is a good recipe. But I also did tweak it a little bit, right? Like I put in a little bit more cheese. I put in the lemon juice, which it didn't call for. And these are just ingredients that I've learned to use over time when I've made different batches of pesto. But I think when you're seasoning something, you always need it to be like sweet, salty, and acidic, and like really balanced. So wherever there's lots of oil, you need some kind of acid, aka the lemon juice. So we did get a fair amount of pesto as well. We'll for sure have leftovers, which means maybe I'll do some sort of pasta next week. Or I'll make sure that I use it up in something else. But hell yeah. That looks so good. Hey vegan chick, how are you? And oh crap. Welcome in, guys. Okay, let's just put a lid on this. And now we're gonna work on breaking down that corn. How's Sammy?
Good, how's Annie?
Good. Nuts are still really expensive at Costco. Yeah, they are for the amount that you get. But you can freeze them to make them last longer. You made caramel pecans for snacks last week? Yum. Dangerous. I don't think I could have those in my house.
Caramel
Disappear
pecans.
in a day.
Where'd all these things go?
Yeah. Maybe you should not say this in an NA stream, but you're going to a seal meat party later this month, and it's going to be amazing. That's crazy. Is that like a really special thing in Norway?
I've had seal meat.
Sammy's had seal meat, he says.
From a native.
Really?
Yep.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Vegan chick, there were so many basil plants at the store for sale. You're trying to get rid of the last stuff before the season changes. You almost bought some. You should. You can grow basil inside during the winter. It will do well. Yeah, far too much corn in the chat. Okay, so I'm gonna pack up those carrot tops. Maybe I'll use them next week before they go bad. Maybe I won't. But at least I know that there is a way to use them. Are we getting old, or is my hair looking gray? I don't know. I have a few gray hairs in there, guys. Tom, what's up, man? Sammy, you can't just put that stuff there. That was my cheesy spot. That's my cheesy spot. Poshy? We got a Poshy. Posh, what's up? Hey, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Oh, I know what she needs. Are you hungry? Do you need food? You need food? What you think?
Let's go.
Go, Sammy. Go, Sammy.
Let's go.
Wild child. Half an hour past her dinner, now she's yelling at us. You can do it, vegan chick. You can grow basil inside. And Google is your friend. You eat seal and whale up there. Your old work, you even had a whale pizza and reindeer pizza. That is so cool. Okay, let me bring this corn over. You passed out yesterday afternoon. Oh, God. What happened, Tom? I think I'll do half. I think the 3 cobs should be able to give us 2 cups of corn kernels. Your dog turned into the Hurricane Katrina aftermath. There's stuff everywhere. It's like, oh, you're napping? I'm free. We'll do all of the things I'm not supposed to. Yeah, poor Poshy. Not being able to eat Kate's food. And she's got to have a pretty good palate, though. Shredded an entire book, tore a cord into segments. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a good looking ear of corn. It's not the best. I think there are other ones that look better than this. Just because the kernels look kind of funny. But it's okay, guys. Ugly food needs love too. Vegan chick, your whole herd of doggos just got up when she heard Posh asking for dinner. That's cute. Like, what is this? That's a waste.
The shmoo has been neutralized.
Thanks, Sam. We are okay now. What am I drinking? I am drinking a coffee.
If you're planning on buying that night, that's not happening.
No. On a daily. Did you just hear that? That is what they said I need in my life. I laughed and said, that's how much I can sell the car for. Yeah, I'm just drinking a coffee on sweetened condensed milk with ice.
Yeah, that's how much you can sell my car for.
Yeah.
Buy yourself a knife with it.
And your dog ate 2 combs and a toothbrush? Tom, your doggo is wild. You only like corn that has been cut off of the cob? Why? Just because it's like easier to eat?
Nothing gets in your teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate picking the corn hairs out of my teeth too. The sticky face. Ah, fair enough. Well, maybe you're just not putting enough butter on it then. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'll pick off more hairs as we break it down. I think I'm just gonna use my knife to cut it off. I think the mandolin is overrated. Your dog woke up hearing Posh. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes she barks, sometimes she doesn't. Do I peel back the husk before I buy them? Yeah, I did. I peeled back the husk almost all the way this time. Because last time we bought the corn, the top part was really good. And the bottom part was like all dried out. So I really wanted to make sure this time. And now we're just gonna slice the kernels off and they're gonna fly everywhere. And that's gonna happen. So we'll just keep doing this and we'll pick them all up afterwards.
You know, a baking sheet.
What?
Pro tip, everyone. If you use a baking sheet underneath this, it catches all the kernels.
I don't have any more baking sheets. What if I use a round pan?
Round pan will probably work. I can get you a baking sheet for upstairs.
Okay. Sammy with the pro tips. Posh will clean up the excess. I mean, that's what I was thinking. There is literally corn kernels everywhere, though. There is, like, no safe way to do this. Oh, man. That's so nice and sweet, though. Use some Nair? What? Oh, for the corn hairs. I was like, what? Thanks, Sammy.
Welcome.
Okay, let's try this again. Sammy's way. Which I'm sure is going to work great. Sammy, have you broken down some corn before?
Yes.
How many cobs do you think?
Well, that one day I think I did like 6 sheet cans and went to the freezer.
Yeah.
Large ones. Probably like, I don't know, 100 cobs of corn at least. 200. Okay, 200 cobs.
The only thing though, guys, is you want to make sure that you don't put your knife on the metal pan. That is sad.
Yeah.
So
Don't do that.
do it slowly and controlled, and no knives will get hurt in the process.
We're excited for 1 hour stream tomorrow, me cooking chicken and rice.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm gonna do an hour stream doing chicken and rice.
Oh! Apparently Sammy's streaming tomorrow while I'm at work. All of us are working. But Sammy wants to do a quick stream with you guys. How do you feel about that? He's gonna do some chicken thighs, rice, and vegetables. What did we call this stream? Easy meals with Sammy or something? Snappy meals with Sammy? So if you guys want, check that out. I don't know if he's gonna do it on my stream or his.
Probably yours.
Probably mine because it's all set up easily.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if you had a round cylinder around it. Yeah. I think they make things that go around the corn and like take all of the kernels off. I think they might have made this contraption already. I could be wrong though. I can't really keep track of all these crazy kitchen gadgets that they come up with. Pro tip, it works. It does. Look at this. So much more clean. Then you just have to slice off the end, which that is so much easier than picking up all the kernels after every time. Way better. Kind of lay this out. See what kind of hairs we're gonna pick out of here. I'm not gonna be too discerning though, because this is going to a pancake batter. So you're not really gonna notice those because they will cook. And you can totally use frozen corn kernels too. Just while the corn's in season, I like to use it fresh. Oh shit, Nike. Fry cook. Moving up in the world. Deep fryer is so much fun to work. Sometimes you get slammed.
I need 10 pounds of wings.
Yeah.
The fryer can't hold 10 pounds of wings.
So bad. Okay, there's our corn. So I'll save those 3 for something else. Okay, Sammy can use them. Let's dice up our jalapeno for the corn cakes as well. But we're not gonna make the corn cake batter until pretty much right before we need to start cooking them. That way it'll stay really nice and fluffy. Hammy with Sammy, all meals with bacon, yes. And this recipe is making 16 corn cakes. They're pretty good size too. I think for the jalapeno, I'm for sure gonna cut the core and the seeds out. I don't want it too spicy, I just want it flavorful. And the seed and the core holds all of the spice. You got work in 4 hours. Sounds good, Norges. Well, thank you once again for the $50 donation. Seriously. And I have had fun today learning about the different Norwegian cuisine and I guess cooking techniques. So looking forward to seeing you more in chat. Hope you have a good day. Definitely more easy than the mandolin. Will it maple syrup with Sammy? I'm sure it would, Optrix. The answer is always yes. You guys ever scoop out the seeds from the pepper and then the juice squirts you in the eye anyways? It's like, oh, you're trying to make me not spicy? Let me just burn your eye instead. Thanks for the follow as well, man. 5 onion rings and 30 plus chicken tenders. Oh my god. Yeah, good luck with that. And I'm gonna cut the jalapeno into really thin strips to start. And then we'll dice it really fine. And that way we won't get any huge bites of really spicy pepper, but it will be perfectly mixed throughout the batter. And the corn is sweet. Obviously the peppers are spicy, so I'm gonna do a little sweet and spicy thing going on. I don't know if we'll use all of this. Maybe I'll try a piece and see how spicy it is to begin with. Each onion ring was 14 onion rings for the order. That's insanity. How many deep fryers do you guys have? Okay, that jalapeno is not very spicy at all. Perfect. More flavor than spice. That's what I'm going for. Okay, there we go. Now we definitely want to wash our hands and our knife so that we don't make everything spicy that we touch. And maybe even a little rinse on the board. You had a kitchen cut for the first time in a while. Not even from a knife. Opening the bottle of dish soap. Wow. 3 deep fryers and 1 fry cook. Yeah, you're gonna get slammed for sure. Good luck with that, dude. Okay, we marinated the salmon, did our pesto, did our corn, got our jalapeno ready. Everything else to go in there is pretty much dry or dairy based. We still need to crumble up some feta and then just put together our tomato avo salad. So why don't I go grab the feta now, crumble that up ahead of time, and then we'll work on the salad last, then make our corn cake batter, and then cook our salmon. That is the order of business for today. Checking out that little tool rook. What is this? It's opening in the other monitor. Whoa. Interesting. The chili twister. I like it. Chili twister. Now I want to do like stuffed jalapenos deep fried. Yum. Yeah, the shame, Elvin. I mean, that's pretty much the same with me. Is like I don't really cut myself with a knife anymore. It's always on something really weird that you would never expect. Okay, we got some feta cheese. Obviously, this is going to add some salt component to the dish as well. Yeah, the air fryer is pretty cool. My parents have an active fry. It works really well for some things, not with everything though. How much feta do we want to do? So the feta is kind of a garnish. Yeah, there's not that much oil either, hey, vegan chick, which is great. Maybe we'll do about a cup of feta, maybe a bit more since we're doing leftovers. Robbie, yeah, you just cost me like at least 50 bucks. Do not scroll down through that list, guys. Yeah, do we hear a 55? And I like bigger chunks of feta instead of making it almost powdery. So that is how I'm gonna crumble this. Yeah, vegan chicks. Some people love the oil more. Obviously, it gives more flavor, but it's definitely not better for you. Everything in moderation, though. I mean, if you eat really healthy throughout the week, I think you deserve to maybe eat something deep fried or eat whatever you want at least one day. You deserve the delicious tasting food. I mean, most delicious tasting food is not that good for you anyways.
Nope.
So you have to accept that. Okay, I think that's enough. We Yeah, like 1.5 cups of feta. Instead of feta, you use goat cheese? What do you mean, Nike? Did I miss something? I didn't read what Dean said. Well, that is so good then, Bune. If you're willing to give up the oil part of it, of course that's better for you. I guess here's the thing, guys. Do you want to choose something delicious to eat, or do you want to live longer? Isn't feta goat cheese? You can get goat cheese that is feta, but not all feta is made from goat milk. Okay, just bringing that back. And now it's salad time. So I think we'll start by washing the greens. First things first. It depends on how long you deep fry stuff. Okay, that's fair enough too. Our handy dandy salad spinner. If you flash fry at a hot temp, it doesn't absorb much oil. I guess it depends on what you're frying. In Germany, feta has to be made from goat milk in order to be called feta? That is interesting. Huh. Well, this makes sense then. You make a goat cheese cheesecake with cajeta, caramel, and strawberry swirl ice cream. That sounds so freaking good. Okay, just going to rinse this stuff. We'll do this in 2 batches just to make sure it's cleaned really well. Then I think we should be done this salad by around 5 p.m. So about 15 minutes to make this. And like I said, we'll make our corn cake batter after that. And then our salmon will take about 15 to 20 minutes to bake in the oven. Hey Scat, how are ya? Wiener Schnitzel chat right now.
Wiener Schnitzel?
Wiener Schnitzel? Okay, let's make our bed of greens. This is what Rook says we need for the peppers to core them.
Well, shit. That's awesome.
Okay, one more time, guys. One more time. I'm gonna rinse out that bowl, and then we'll probably be able to mix the tomato and avocado in there when we dress it. Okay, one more little spin. You call it El Chupacabra. After a local legend there in Texas, it means the goat sucker. What? You'd be the Cayeta Cabra. You'd be the Abracadabra. Oh no, we're going wild today, guys. Boom. Lettuce. It's goat's milk dulce de leche. Holy. That's some fancy. Away with you, greenery. Hey, let's get some tomatoes in here. Look at these beauties. Turn some lights on. Trying to feel for the most ripe ones. Yeah, vine ripe maters. It's the good stuff. We do 3 and 3. I think that sounds good. We do need the shallot as well. We'll dice it up really fine. And I have a bunch of avocado. That is right. We got 3. I think I'm only going to use 2. I'll use the most ripe ones. Bye, Annie. You gotta work on your syllabi. Good luck with everything. And have a wonderful first day at school tomorrow. Excited to hear about all your kidlets. Yeah, don't let the kids smell your fear. Okay, I'm just gonna give these tomatoes a little rinsey rinse and then we'll dice them up. View. Your mind just got blown. If you have an LED lamp with a micro USB connection and you add a portable phone charger to it, you get a portable desktop lamp. I guess. Guys, I don't even know if it's worth it to cut that little piece of the stemmo. I think we'll just cut it. It's not really hard, so I am okay with that. Yeah, maybe if Annie's good, I'll pack him a lunch. Amazing. Okay, I'm doing like nice bite-sized pieces of tomato. Keeping it chunky. Thin steel-colored lightsaber. Honestly, this knife is not that sharp. It should be easier for me to cut through this tomato. Tomatoes and avocados are gonna look so good together in this little salad. So many different colors for contrast. you're good. Okay, guys. Since there's a bunch of us in here, should we do question of the day? Starting the week off right. You guys ready? Question today, or food for thought. What is your favorite fish to cook? And I guess if you don't eat fish, then what is your favorite protein to cook? I mean, there's a lot of different fish around the world, and there's a bunch of us from different places. So I think it's cool to hear what you guys typically like to choose. Goldfish? No, that's so wrong. Snapper, yes. My favorite fish is definitely salmon. There is no denying that. Okay, I'm not going to use all of this shallot. Probably only this bigger half. Actually, maybe the smaller half. I think that's even better. You can do red onion as well, but I just like the flavor of shallot a little bit more. Probably snapper as well, hey Elvin? Mahi, yes. That's a good one. Is snapper like the most common over there? Or you just like the flavor, the texture, and the price point compared to the other fish? Okay, we're gonna slice this or cut it as small as possible, guys. So I always like to cut it in half first as well, kind of like an onion. And then if you need to, use a smaller knife to do the more delicate knife work. Make nice little slits. And then we'll slice this as fine as we can. If you need to go over and kind of mince it afterwards, then you can do that. I will probably have to do that anyways, just because shallots do like to fall apart as you cut them. You ate a lot of bad salmon growing up? Why? Like it was just not fresh? Or was it just overcooked? Okay, that shallot looks amazing. Cooked unpalatable. Okay, I'm just gonna go for a quick bathroom break. I'll be back in like 20 seconds. We're gonna put that shallot into our tomato. So we're gonna do kind of like a light or loose tossed dressing with everything. Oh, I washed my hands. You guys don't have to worry about that. It's like one of the most important things in the food industry is being very clean all the time. You don't want to make anyone sick, ever. Murdered orange Ruffy. Oh no. Indominus, how are you? Your mother used to murder pork chops. So bad. I mean, cooking techniques have come a long way. But also, how safe the meat is has changed too. I think the breeding practices in some aspects have gotten safer, but in other aspects have gotten worse, for sure. Totally depends on where you get your meat from. But in the olden days, like, almost everything had to be cooked well done just because of the scare of disease. You want to stay healthy, yeah. Sammy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, next up. What we want to put in here, I want to do some lemon juice, for sure. Some olive oil. And we'll make enough kind of loose dressing in here so that it can be dressed over the greens as well. But we don't want to overdress it. We want everything to stay really nice and crunchy. Remember the exam you took a couple of weeks back? Yes! You passed with flying colors. Amazing, dude. Congrats, man. That is so good. And you were worried. I told you. The painting. Your zombie bait in a Discord chat. You were worried, Vune. You're hilarious. And sometimes your English is better than mine. Okay, healthy amount of olive oil. Let's get some salt and pepper into here. And then we're just gonna finish off with, I think, a little bit of red chili flake, or I'll leave this till the end and we'll use that to garnish with the feta. Maybe I'll do that instead. So let's season our vegetables first. I think a teaspoon of salt is a good place to start. Yeah, exactly, Indominus. Pass with flying colors means you aced it. It was a breeze. Whoa, Death! Man, I didn't even know he was streaming. Welcome in, guys. Thanks for the raid, man. Herbalizer, what's up? Give this a little toss. So see all those liquids down there? That's what we want. Because we still need to toss the avocado with the lemon juice as well. That way it will stay nice and green. So like I said, a loose little dressing. I think I might add a little bit of honey as well. Welcome in, Death. How was the stream, man? Death with the 6-month resub. Half a year has gone by already. Where does the time go? Yeah, don't forget the salt, always. Thanks for the bits, man. Missed you guys. So, cutting our avos in half. You guys ready for the moment of truth? Are they gonna be perfect? Are they gonna be rotten? Who knows? Give it a turn. Oh yeah.
The knife came out clean, so they should be perfect.
Next one. Oh yeah. That's just a part of the pit. Got some good avos here, guys. We made a vinaigrette out of pepper juice and ketchup once. Catering 60 miles from the nearest town. People loved it. That sounds interesting. Like a spicy and sweet vinaigrette. I like to take the pits out with like my fingernail. But here is the other way to do it, since I know you guys will be like, what is she doing? Hold your avo. This is like the more dangerous way to do it. And just hit your knife into there, slow and steady, and give it a twist. But this is the part I don't like, is getting the pit off of the knife. I kind of just like slide it across my compost bucket, if that's a thing. Or like hit it like this, keeping your blade down. But that's why I usually use my fingernail, because the knife, that can go wrong really fast if you're not paying attention. And I'm slicing them all into strips now. And then I'm gonna do cubes. So then turn it. Everything consistent sizes as well. And go a little bit bigger. Death, your stream went well. Cashew cream with apricots. Cheese habanero stuffed chicken, yum. Cabbage saute, veggies and quinoa. Sounds so good and healthy. I want that. Bless you, Sammy. Why do I cut it? I think it's way easier to cut the avocado in its skin or shell. And then just scooping it out like that. Nice and clean. And then it still breaks up really easily. Just this way it's a lot cleaner. Your hands don't get all fatty from the avocado. This one was a little bit bad. Let's see if I can scrape those dark parts off. Bam. I think maybe we should add some herbs to this. I'm thinking some chopped dill and some chive would be really good. But first we want to make sure that we toss up the avocado with our tomatoes and the dressing. That way it'll stay nice and green for us. You've only ever had avocado once and it tasted extremely bland. Oh yeah, it can be like one of the most bland things. It's like, Sammy always says it's nature's mayo. It's like really fatty. A hint of grass. Now, avocado needs a lot of salt and acid to really make it taste like something. So there's that, guys. Nicely tossed. I don't have to worry about it turning brown. Let's quickly chop up our herbs. And then onto our corn cake batter. Yeah, I really like avocado. I don't eat it that often, but it is supposed to be one of the really good fats for you. And it's great for vegans as well, as an option to mayonnaise. It tastes like butter. Yes, totally. An earthy butter. That's a great way to describe it, Nike. So the herbs that we're putting in the tomato and avocado here, you want to make sure that they'll still complement the pesto that we're putting into the dish as well. So dill is great with basil, so is chives. I don't think I would do any rosemary or thyme or even sage. It's just too strong. But these are the more delicate herbs, so they always kind of complement each other. Yeah, the moment you put avocado on toast, you can no longer make your mortgage payments. But how do you not add guac? It's like when someone asks if you want to add guac, you always say yes.
Yeah.
Whether you can afford it or not. And then you contemplate life's decisions afterwards. But at least you still got your guac. Avo ice cream. I think that would turn out well. Okay, I'm just gonna finally chop these chives. The reason avocado ice cream would be good is because the amount of fat in it. So it's gonna make your ice cream a lot smoother. That would replace the egg yolks in a traditional ice cream base. So I'd probably say if you use avocado, you probably won't need the egg as a stabilizer. Rook, he's so upset right now. There is no substitution for real mayo. Yeah, Nate, we quite frequently talk about how different everyone's palates are. It's pretty crazy to hear what people do and do not like and why, and how they think certain things taste. And that's the thing with recipes is I always say they're a guideline because you can tweak certain ingredients, make substitutions to really have it tailored to your palate. Chocolate guacamole. I think there's like a vegan chocolate pudding where they use avocado. Just blend it all together. Easy mode. Okay, let's give this a toss. I'll taste it, see if it needs more salt, and then we're moving on. This looks so good. You make Philly style ice cream without eggs and use a natural stabilizer. What's the natural stabilizer? I'm curious. That's so good and fresh. Definitely gonna add some salt.
Yeah, you won't be able to find cheese curds in Germany at all.
There's no cheese curds in Germany?
No.
You screwed up,
It's
Vune.
definitely a Canadian thing.
You let your viewers decide what you'll cook and they ask for poutine. Now, fun fact, cheese curds literally unknown. That is insane, dude. So what, you need us to send you some? I don't know if it would last.
Freeze dried or dry ice, frozen,
We still need more salt.
and overnighted. Maybe we can make it to Germany in that.
Everything is just kind of tasting bland still. That's why I keep adding more salt. But it's important to taste as you go. Every time you add salt, give it a little mix, taste it again.
Sorry, Caitlin. There's nothing to repeat.
Okay, Siri. You do your thing then. I'm gonna add a little bit more black pepper too. Oh, bacon would be so good on here. Okay, what did I miss? Did they say what the natural stabilizer was? Guar gum. Yeah, a lot of ice cream places use that stuff now. I am like not huge on it, but I understand why you use it because it definitely works for the consistency. I like a more natural approach though. What is he saying, Sammy?
Stop.
Stop. Yeah, just stop. Okay, I think we hit the spot, the happy spot. Now that just needs to marinate. We're not going to dress the salad yet either. Very important. Yeah, come on, Siri. Oh. Okay, switching over to our corn cake recipe. So we need some corn flour, baking powder, salt, chili powder, obviously a bowl to mix everything in. And this is important, guys. Corn flour, not corn meal. Corn flour is a thing. I found this at like the place called the Bulk Barn where they have a bunch of different dried goods. What does Siri like to eat? Who knows? So 1.5 cups of corn flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And real quick, I'm gonna preheat the oven now for this salmon while we do this. I'm gonna go, I think I wanna do 425 Fahrenheit. Nice hot heat so we can maybe get a little bit of crispiness on our salmon when we bake it. I love crispy salmon. One and a half cups of corn flour. Cheddar curds. Oh, I like to eat the cheddar just by itself, but the matzo ones in poutine, can't beat that. Gotta keep it classic. Yeah, or you just do both. I'm with you there, Rook. Okay, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Obviously that's gonna help your cakes rise as we fry them on the griddle. 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and then 1/8 teaspoon of chili powder, cayenne, or I'm using smoked paprika. Some kind of red powder that you desire. Thanks for the host, Alina. And 1/8 teaspoon, really not much. Like this is 1/4 teaspoon, which I think I'm gonna use. Doing my own thing. Cooking streams have trends. A bunch of them had made poutine recently. Huh. I mean, Betty and I were talking about poutine recently as well. Okay, so it says whisk together all of the dry goods in a bowl. Let's do that. In a small saucepan, heat the butter with some milk and honey until it's melted. You don't want to get it too hot though, because then you'll have to wait for it to cool down. So So just get it up to being melted or close to it, and then turn the pan off and take it off the heat. So 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter and 1 cup of milk. I'm just gonna eyeball the butter. Not even gonna lie to you guys. Maybe we need a little bit more than that. Say that's good. 4 tablespoons, yeah. If you're getting this right, you just use frozen fries and matzo sticks and deep fry some cheddar, then cover it in packet powder gravy. No, don't do it. Okay, grabbing the milk. I mean, that's the really cheap way to do it. Sometimes you have to do it that way though, Rook. If you're like really craving a poutine and don't want to go to a restaurant. Either way, fries, cheese, and gravy, never really a bad thing. Just gotta grab our honey, and then we're putting that onto the stove top. 1 tablespoon worth. You would never do it that way. Thank gosh. Desired red powder. Martian soil, yes. Why not, Elvin? Why not? Why is that honey so good though? Hey Reno, how's it going? It has been a while. Okay, going over to the stovetop. Let's put that on a medium heat, I think, is totally fine. What is our next steps here after this? In a clean, dry bowl, beat the 3 egg whites until stiff and they hold their shape. What? We're beating some eggs for this. This is more work than I thought it was, but it's worth it. Yeah, here it goes again. Sammy lost them all. Seriously?
Every time.
So we need 2 large eggs separated and 1 egg white. Don't worry guys, I actually have just chicken eggs this time. Shocking, I know. So we're gonna have an extra yolk for something then. Yoked. The one and only Sammy will take over Kate's kitchen. Cooking on stream. There is more than one Sammy, but not this Sammy, Elvin. Not this Sammy.
Get it out.
What?
Oh,
What are we getting out?
the one egg out of its shell. I didn't want to go.
I got scared. I was like, what did I miss?
Sorry. I got excited after the fact that you were done with it.
Okay. Egg whites in there for beating. We'll pack 1 yolk away. Of course we had to break it. Really? Really? We got some whipping to do. whip it. I think this whisk will be fine to whip the eggs. Whenever you mix fat into egg white though, it doesn't whip as good. Anyone ever play any of the Dragon Quest games? That's gonna be a no from me, dog. Oh, you've been moving, Reno. Well, that's okay. Don't even be sorry. That's always a big ordeal. But it's good to hear that your internet is set up. Go, go, go. So whipping the egg whites is going to help the pancakes become very fluffy. And then we're going to fold these into the batter. And it will also help them get a really nice outer crispy crust. Yeah, guys, things will be different tomorrow. Sammy will be streaming, and you'll see me come home. Okay, we're getting there with these egg whites. What does it say? Whip them until they're stiff, and they hold them until they hold the shape. This is a workout, not gonna lie. Good with that. I'm not using any more muscle power on here. So let's check. Our butter is almost melted. Let's use our whisk. See if we can whisk our butter into the milk. I think so. I'm gonna take that off the heat. So it's just melted. There's still some pieces of butter floating around in there. But like I said, the hotter you get it, the longer it's going to take to cool it off. Yeah, Sammy needs to take over the stream a bit while I work. It could happen, guys. Okay. Make a well in the center of the dry ingredients. Stir in the milk mixture. It's just warm. I think if we try or slowly mix in the milk mixture, nothing bad will happen. So make our well. So milk, butter, and honey going in. Let's take out our salmon as well, so I can kind of come up to room temp while we finish up. Look at this. How good does that look though, guys? It's been marinating for a couple hours now, I would say. Stir in this mixture. The 2 yolks. So that's the thing with the hot milk, is it will cook the egg yolk really quickly. That's why you need that milk almost room temperature. I think we're good. Boop. Stir it in quickly, and then we won't have scrambled eggs. And And then we put in the corn and the jalapeno. Here's our chopped jalapeno. And then lastly, we're going to fold in the egg whites. You want to be really gentle with them so that you don't take out all of the air you just whipped in. So we only need 2 cups of the corn kernels. You definitely have more than 2 cups. But not too much more. You don't throw out the dirty dishes? Okay, that's nicely mixed. Now we gotta switch from the whisk to a spatula. Our oven is just about ready for the salmon. Oh, good thing we checked. Look at that egg white under there. So what I'm gonna do, take off the stuff that's already whipped. You guys can totally use a hand mixer or even a stand mixer if you don't want to whip the egg whites yourself, because it can be a little bit tough to make sure it's whipped enough. So we had that little bit that was unwhipped. Let's quickly finish that off. You normally just wash all the dishes by hand unless it's the weekend. So much quicker and you don't have to hear the cycles all the 2 hours. Yeah. Household dishwashers are insane. Considering a cycle in a restaurant one is what, 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. It runs quiet and smells like death. Ugh. There's probably something caught. Some kind of food stuff somewhere. Was a common complaint that it's stinky. Ours in Vancouver was always stinky. We kept it pretty clean, I would say.
The carburetor?
No, the dishwasher. That's good for me, guys. It's time to stir the fluff in. Okay. Salmon's going in. I'm gonna set a 10-minute timer and see where we end up. Oh. There we go. You mostly wash your own dishes. Sometimes your employees help. That's awesome. Guys, I don't mind washing dishes.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. If I find that this mixture is a little bit too runny, I'm just gonna add a little bit of regular all-purpose flour, the wheat flour. Just adding that little bit of gluten will help everything stay together. Obviously, the corn flour is more starchy than glutinous, so it doesn't have those same abilities. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Just a little sprinkle, maybe 1/4 cup. But notice I didn't completely mix in the egg whites before I added that flour. That's important. You don't want to overmix. If you're rough with the whipped egg whites, then you're literally going in reverse from everything you just tried to do. That looks good. And I think as this sits for a couple of minutes, it might thicken up. But we won't really know until we put it onto our griddle pan. So let's get that out and start heating it up over a nice medium heat. This is what I'm using today, nice flat pan. I always use it for pancakes. It's been in the fam for quite a few years. All right, Rook, have a wonderful night, man. Thanks for chilling with us for as long as possible, and hopefully see you on Thursday. Yeah, good crowd in here, always. Pretty busy with trolls today, though. We'll see. It's like we're not used to all that action. A lot of people crashing the party. I like to use a non-stick pan spray when I use my griddle. I find that it just disperses really well. And if you don't put too much, then your food's not as greasy. Sounds good, Alvin. Take care. And I'll see you on Thursday, hopefully. Yeah, guys, Sammy will probably broadcast around between 5 and 6. I would say start time. You know what, Chef? People have been saying that they didn't get notifications that I went live. I think Twitch has changed some of those notification settings for when we go live, and it's not really in our favor. Let me check my email and see if I got one for anyone today that I follow.
I didn't get one for you.
Weird. I got one for Rush when he went on at like 11:30. Maybe I need to change a setting. What did you just do? Okay, my thing just disappeared. Can you stop for a second, please? And where is that? Thank you. Next. Okay. Corn cake batter. Ready to go. The pan is heating. I think we can probably assemble our salad now. And real quick, again, guys. Death, you'll like this. So I'm using the sweet and smoky maple salt on the salmon today, and you're gonna get this salt pack in the giveaway pack that you won last week, dude. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of inspiration. While we're waiting, I'm just gonna put a couple things away. But I think with that being said, chef, is I definitely haven't gotten all notifications from people that I follow, because there's usually way more in my email. So maybe we have to go check out what they've changed. 'Cause that's not very good. What's this? Thanks, Zomdog, for the 2 biddies. Let's get our feta out and our carrot top pesto. Getting ready to rumble. Pan, I think, is almost there. And actually, I'm gonna use a 1/2 cup measuring cup for my scoop for the corn cakes. Still kind of wary about this batter. It might spread out too much, but we can adjust it after we do the first one. Since moving back to the old was the channels you haven't been seeing people go live. Weird. Yeah, I know I got an email last week saying that they're gonna change up the notification settings, but I didn't think it would do that. I mean, typically when they change something, it makes it better, not worse. Tomato avocado salad. The greens are optional here, guys. If you guys don't want the lettuce, you definitely don't need it. And see how nice and saucy this has become as well. Like I said, you need enough of that loose dressing for it to be able to dress the greens if you're using that. Boop. I know it's like not the most exciting looking, but I'm just plating it like this before I do my actual plate. This is where, if you want to, you can put the feta over top. You can also put a little bit of Korean red chili flakes over it. But since I'm plating it a little bit more fancy, we're gonna wait to do that until later. Okay, let's get into the corn cakes. We're almost there, guys. Let's do a test one. See how she works. Okay, I hear that sizzle right away. If it doesn't spread out too much, then we're good to go. If it keeps spreading out as it cooks, then we need to adjust with a little bit more flour. My timer for the salmon is just about to go off. Should be about halfway, maybe even more. By the looks of the little fat droplets on here. If I show you guys this, the white speckling, I think this is actually being very close to being done. But the only way we'll know is if we put a thermometer in there, and it feels pretty rare. Still, might need a couple more minutes. And then it will have to rest a little bit as well before we serve it. Let's go into the thickest piece here and see what temp we're at. Okay, it's reading around 89 to 90. So we still have a little bit more to go. I like to cook my salmon to around 135 to 140 Fahrenheit. You know what I'm gonna do though? Is just turn the oven off so that it's warm. I'll do 4 more minutes and see where we end up. But we don't have to cook it at that hot heat anymore since the tail end is already fully cooked and just the thicker part needs to catch up. So we want to keep this as moist as possible. I think our corn cake is perfect for the batter. Hey, helicopter, how's it going, man? Beauty. Look at this little guy. I love this pattern that we get on the corn cakes. Perfect. So let's see how much it rises up now. And I think I want them that smaller size. So I'm gonna start to scoop 4 around there while this one finishes cooking. Might be able to cook 5 at once. It's gonna be a little bit risque. What is that? Are those pancakes? Yes, they are. Savory style with some nice fresh corn in them. You're just eating tea and custard creams? That sounds delicious. You're gonna eat a custard cream filled donut. Hell yeah. Do it up. Just getting a plate for our corn cakes when they're finished cooking. Whoa. Nice. This looks so good. Those little pockets in there. It didn't rise that high, and we need to make sure that it's fully cooked inside, which it is. Looks perfect. Let's try it. Cheese would be good in here too, but we're garnishing with feta, so I don't think it's needed. Perfect. So similar to pancakes, and where they start to bubble through, that means you can flip it. When you see the bubbles coming through the top, you're good to go. Oh God, we almost missed the pan. I was literally just thinking in my head, I was like, flipping pancakes is so stressful sometimes. It's like you don't want to mess it up. Okay, let's check our salmon one more time. Who ate all the donuts? Indominus? There's just corn falling out everywhere, guys. And you honestly can't really taste the jalapeno. I thought it would be way more spicy. Okay, so check out this salmon now. That was 3 minutes. It's already way more firm. So all I'm gonna do, rip a piece of foil to just lightly put over this so the salmon can rest. You don't want to wrap it too tight because then the salmon will continue cooking. You don't want to keep steaming it. Just to keep it warm. Well, just to keep it warm for these next couple minutes. But just loose foil. Kind of, it's called tenting. Make a little tent for your meat. Jalapeno sometimes sneaks up on you. Yeah, I'm waiting for it still. There is no sneaky jalapeno. You just get that really nice floral flavor. Awesome. Can you guys see the stovetop okay? Yes. Okay, let's flip this guy. I think I'll spray a little bit more around the edge, just to be sure. Definitely don't want this to stick. Let's do another set. I think these are more like third cup portions. It's definitely not a full half cup that I'm putting on. So we'll be getting more than 16 pancakes. Thanks, guys. I'm excited for that salmon. Does resting make fish taste better? Yes. I would say resting any type of meat that you cook is gonna make it taste better. Just because if you take it out of the oven right away and cut into it, the juices are gonna flow out so much faster. I know it sounds weird, but it is a thing. Whereas if you rest it, let's say minimum 5, let's say 10 minutes, those juices are gonna calm down, the fish is gonna relax, the proteins as well. And then you'll notice when you cut into it, the juices stay in there more. Food truck next year. I don't know if it'll happen that soon, Chance, but we're definitely working towards that. Say a couple of years. If things go really well, then yeah, maybe within a year. Let's take this guy off. You know what? I'm just gonna keep this plate of corn cakes. Look at those lovely things. Just in the oven. The oven's off, but it's warm. So this will keep them nice and warm as we finish up. Flip these, and then we'll get one more in the center there. Ooh. Keeps his juices intact. I know, very weird thing to think about, but it is a fact that does happen. Okay, while that's cooking, I'm just gonna quickly plate up the salad to make things a little bit easier later on. Your brother noticed my eyebrows. What did he say though? Unless I don't want to know. Nice serving of greens over here. I'll show you in a sec, guys. Looks so yummy. Boop. Okay, let's get these 4 off of the pan. And into the the oven. Flip it. Now I think we're on our second last batch.
Can I bring the salad upstairs?
You can.
Can I try this corn cake?
You can. How is it? Corny?
Needs a little salt, but I don't know how salty the fish and salad is.
Sammy says the corn cakes need salt. But keep in mind, guys, we also are adding feta as a garnish, so we can't add too much salt to them. That's amazing on Dominus. I love that. Is it cornbread? I would say it's an easier way to make cornbread. It's like corn cakes. A little bit faster to prepare. They're savory, yeah. So we did fresh corn, some jalapenos, and corn flour, a little bit of milk and eggs and butter. Kind of like your typical pancake batter, except we switched things out for corn. Okay, I think this is going to be our last one. We're going to scrape it out.
Sit. Okay. That's it.
Oh no. He's running. No.
That's it. Hey, that was an extra snack. Sit down.
Simon Fosher is snacking.
Ha!
Snacking
guys.
on corn cakes. The heck is this? Yeah, Posh. Okay, these guys are ready to flip. We're almost getting into the salmon.
Oh, that looks good.
Oh god.
Don't be scared. Just do it. Nike it.
Just Nike it. Nike 2G. What would Nike do?
Just do it.
Boop. Oh, so close. Okay, guys. We can get into the salmon now. Your mom makes freaking amazing banana bread. Man, that's such a staple in our household too. So good. Just gonna
I'll
flip
watch it.
this last guy. Sammy says he's watching it. You'll flip out and flip him. Okay, so the only thing. What's that?
These corn legs.
Sure. I think I want maybe only 2. It's not hot there.
2?
The only thing, yeah, about serving salmon like this is you can't, I guess, cut it nicely after it's cooked like this. If you want like one nice little piece of fillet per person, then cut it before you cook it. So when I go to cut this now, it's gonna flake off with the different pieces or flakes of fish. So it never looks that good if you go to do it this way. But you can try and follow which way, I guess, the flakes of fish are going. And cut it like that. And then just slide your spatula underneath to take it off the skin. And the skin keeps it really nice and moist. So let's just go in here. And it should just easily peel off. Sounds good, Vune. Have a wonderful night, man. And if I see you tomorrow, then I see you tomorrow. So, that's all you want to do. I'll take that little bit of silver off. It doesn't want to. I can't do it. Ugh. I mean, you won't die if that's stuck on there. See?
I can't do it!
Okay, just bring the plate in and then I'll flip it. We couldn't do it, guys. That piece is staying on. Okay, there we go. So, usually when your skin comes off super clean like that, look at that sheen. You know you cooked your salmon perfectly. So I'm going to kind of plate this like that. Tuck that in there. And the chili garlic oil on that salmon. So good. Okay, some garnishes now. So first things first, our carrot top pesto. Indominus, worst time to take a shower. This is when all the magic happens. Wipe up whatever juices we might have gotten on here. Look at this. That consistency though.
What's that?
Carrot top pesto. Just gonna do that. Nice little dollop on top. Let that kind of get heated up from the salmon. And now our feta. So you can put the feta all over the plate. Put it on the salad. As long as it's there for that little bit of salty kick. I think that's all that matters.
Alright, everyone. See you tomorrow at around 5-ish.
If you want, you can post in Discord when you're going live. A teen boy taking a shower. Szechuan sauce back at Mickey D's. You never know. And lastly, Korean chili flakes to bring that little bit of spice in. And plus, I love the way that these look when I use it for garnish. Check it out, guys. Kind of looks Mexican, hey? I don't know if this dish is Mexican or not. But corn is Mexican. Avocado and tomato. Yes. Maybe not the pesto or the feta. But if we're using a Mexican cheese, of course. Okay, just going to take a quick photo and then we'll taste everything. Looks so yummy and fresh. I'm happy with this one. Very happy. One more look-see. I think it's gonna be very well balanced. Crazy camera. Tell Sammy you like his jammies. Kate, I will. What do we want to go in first? I think it's important to taste the salmon first before it cools off too much. That's what I'm going to do first. A little bit by itself. That way we can see how the seasoning is. Definitely need more salt. Which is why I have this here for garnish. But it is cooked perfectly, which I think is the most important thing. You can always add salt later on after it's cooked, but you can't uncook something that you overcooked. So we'll just sprinkle a little bit more of that sweet and smoky maple on top to finish. or the salt of your choice. But I think we should stick with the flavors that we started with. Now let's try with a little bit of pesto, because that's going to change the flavor as well. There we go. Mmm. So nice and fresh. The little bit of lemon juice in the pesto I think is perfect. Just throw it away, Nike. Yeah. Basically the only thing you can really fix. So look at the inside of this corn cake. There's a lot of corn in there. Like, it's got to be half corn, half batter, which I love. So you still get that nice crunch and juice from the corn. It's not as heavy. And there's the sweetness as well. So this meal is definitely all about the sweet, the salty, and the spice, and how we balance those flavors. The salad with the corn cake, I think, is the best combination. It's like corn, avocado, tomato, and feta. You can't really go wrong. Have I made tamales? I have. I've made tamales while being in this house still. Maybe a couple months ago. I forget who I made them for, but they were a request, and I'm so down to make them again. I'm really happy we added the herbs to that salad. I think it needed that kick for sure. And I think the juices from the tomatoes really brought that loose dressing together. The greens are bright and fresh. I really don't think this meal needs anything else. Yum. I'm very happy with that, guys. We used a lot of seasonal and local ingredients today, which makes me super happy. Okay, guys. Let me check out who's streaming right now. Who should we raid? Any suggestions? Am I going to do a cool 8-hour Thanksgiving stream? Not on Thanksgiving, but do it around that time. Cook some of my favorites. Hell yeah. I love, I guess, holiday meals like that. I love to make like a huge spread of so many different foods. I'm down. Yum. Okay, Vegan Chick Eatery is on. I think we're gonna go raid her. She's making something I really love. Spaghetti squash lasagna. Let's go give her a raid. Show her some love. Guys, thank you so much for everything today. I mean, Norge's store with the $50 tip to start off with today. And then a couple subs, resubs. We got a new sub. Got some biddies from Mrs. Syntax, so thank you for that. All in all, a great day and a great meal with great people. Can't really go wrong with that. Thanks for everything, guys, and I'll see you on Thursday. What am I cooking Thursday? Thursday, homemade kebabs. So homemade donaires. We're doing the donair meat and everything. So if you like donaires, that's going to be a really fun stream. Okay. Going in. Hope you guys all have a wonderful night. And hopefully Sammy posts when he goes live tomorrow. Feel free to check him out. He's a really good chef. Just saying. Good night, guys. Thanks, Indominus. I'll see you guys tomorrow, but I won't be cooking.